Does anyone have a question?
Stuart, it's Tom. I have a question.
Last time,
When the when the landscape seems to be dying and the cold is coming on, I feel this urge to grab life, and it seems like maybe it's wrong.
to do with life, what?
Hmm?
You have an urge to do what?
Um, I I feel an urge to grab at life, and it never works. But there's something lighter on top of that, and I wonder if you could talk about how the witness relates to our work.
Uh, the witness relates to our work. Uh,
Yes.
I mean, look, there has to be a certain objectivity, living in the world. I mean, if the landscape gets cold, just put on a jacket, and, embrace the winter. Look, without the winter, nothing would be born. The earth has time to rest, life has time to rest, and then spring comes, just like that poem by Keats. If winter's here, can spring be far behind? And we're here, I'm not sure about the word witness. We have to get objective enough in ourselves to be able to witness all the elements of time, what it brings to us, how we can use what we see in life to grow spiritually instead of defeating ourselves. So, yeah, there has to be a certain objectivity and a certain detachment and also a practical way of living, not grabbing onto things that you can't grab onto, but understanding profoundly what you can do and what you're capable of at any given moment. And this way, you don't delude yourself into thinking, you know, or delude yourself into trying to grab onto what is an illusion in life. I don't know, Tom. I don't know I mean, I don't know what your question is, frankly.
Is the witness first person singular or third person omniscient?
What's
Is it individual or um, are we being watched?
Are we being watched?
I mean, the nature of awareness, how does that work with our practice?
Look, the more you develop the system inside yourself, the more your chakra system opens and evolves and gets closer to God, to spirit, to being nurtured by Shakti, higher energy, the greater your awareness is going to be, the greater your consciousness is going to be about how to live in the world. The less developed you are inside, the less awareness there's going to be. Because there's awareness on practical levels, and then there's awareness on spiritual levels, and a developed chakra system brings the two of them together. One knows how to function with consciousness in the world. One knows how to be aware of what the gifts are that are being given to us as human beings living our lives every day. You know, at the same time, one knows what they truly are capable of at any given moment. And the whole secret in all of this is to always try to take one step beyond yourself. You always have to have something that is one step beyond yourself. And that keeps you growing every day in your life. And it keeps you working deeper to draw down more energy to be able to deal with the newness of that step. All of this makes you more conscious. You become a more conscious human being. Are we being watched? I don't know. I mean, there are all these satellites flying around the Earth. I mean, who knows what you go in this GPS and tells you to make a turn at the next corner. We're being watched. What are you going to do? You can't get involved.
That's a joke. Yeah.
I mean, look, I don't know. They're angels. Maybe they have GPS. Tell you how to live your life. Tom, look, it gets down to what the hell is the difference? What's the difference? You know, the greatest thing we have is living in the moment, living in the present, building our lives, growing because we're connected to spirit, and consciousness, awareness, everything else just manifests if we do that. This is not some intellectual exercise that you can draw on a blackboard, the path is. It's doing the inner work that gets you to a place where your consciousness expands, your awareness expands, your learning how to live in the world expands. And then you don't worry about all the, who cares who's watching you, who's a witness, who's this, it's all bullshit, you know?
Is awareness ours, or do we belong to it?
Oh, come
Is
on.
that just a
This is
rhetorical
not a class
question?
in theology here, Colin. What kind of question? I mean, this intellectual nonsense. I have no answers to this. Are we being aware? Are they being watching us? Who just grow spiritually, and all the rest of it takes care of itself. And you don't need to ask those kind of questions. I mean, that's questions for some philosophy class that they're going to dissect and analyze for the next 20 years and get nowhere. You know, but
is it better to hover above your work sometimes rather than to slug it out in the chakras?
Oh shit.
I'm bothering you. I'll shut up now.
You're not
Yeah,
bothering me, Tom. It's just, it's silly. I mean, you're slugging it out in the chakras. Relax. Relax. Let the higher energy come down and nurture you and help you to grow so that you're not fighting some 15-round bout with Mike Tyson in your chakra system. That'll take you nowhere. Just deep relaxation. Open. Listen to your breathing. Allow the craft of meditation to truly develop awareness inside. You don't have to slug it out in the chakras. It's ridiculous. All you do is beat yourself up. And that gets boring after a while. And also, it's a way to suffer that's completely unnecessary. Relax.
so sometimes the double breath is not. I mean, you
The
could.
double breath is not fighting a 15-round bout with God in your chakra system. The double breath is a craft, when used correctly, will help you to open and develop the chakra system. That's all it is. It's not, a machete that you're cutting your way through a forest. It's simply a technique that when you use it consciously, it will help you to open and get closer to your spiritual enlightenment. It will develop the chakra system. It's not a slugfest with higher energy. I'm sorry. And if you use it that way, man, you're really doing more damage to yourself than good. Just chill out, relax, be grateful. You know, that slugfest is not going to open a human being's heart. Gratitude will open a human being's heart. And you're not going to be grateful if you're fighting a war inside yourself. Just relax, let your heart open. There's a million things that we all have to be grateful for. That will open the heart chakra. Focus your mind below the navel. The energy, the intensity of mind just being focused there, that energy is so strong, it will open that chakra. And suddenly you will have chi, you have harmony, you have balance. It's not a war going on inside us. And if you're using it that way, then you're not using it consciously. You're stopping yourself from growing. When just simple, like I say before every class, try to relax as deeply as possible. Listen to your breathing. So hum. Let it truly calm you down inside. And bring your attention right below the navel. The mind will do its job if you use it correctly. Feel gratitude in your heart. Gratitude will do its job if you use it correctly. Swallow a little saliva. That'll relax the throat chakra. It's a brilliant exercise that Rudy created, but it's not an exercise where you go inside and you're fighting a 15-round bout against yourself. It's an exercise that teaches you how to treat yourself consciously. Then you'll get awareness, you'll get consciousness. You'll begin to function on a whole different level in your life. And yes,
Thank you.
it's a struggle, but it's a struggle that's full with joy, with love. At least you have a direction that you're moving in that is freeing yourself from karma, that is enabling you to connect with God, higher energy. You have a craft, a meditation technique that enables you to do this. And as I've said 100 million times, the only person that any of us is up against is ourselves. And we just need to relax, accept ourselves, enjoy ourselves, laugh a little bit about ourselves. Instead of living in this overly intense world where we're fighting an endless battle against an enemy which is not really an enemy. Okay. Does anyone else have a question?
Might have another question tomorrow. Yeah.
All right. Well, work on it. Give me a question that comes from deep inside yourself, that when you ask this question and I answer it, you will grow to another level in your life. Not something from your head, Doesn't work. As I say, this is not a philosophy class. It's not a philosophy class here. And it's not a theology class. It's a transmission of Shakti class, of energy, and using this miracle exercise that Rudy left us that will enable us to open and receive that energy and use it to develop an inner life that is strong enough to connect us with God. That's what this is about. Does anyone else have a question? And if there are no more questions, then God bless you all. I hope, look, Tom, it was very good, Tom, because it took it to another level that maybe you and all of us need to go to. So I have no problems with what you did. Please ask me a question from another level, okay? Next time. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay, thank you. God bless you all. I feel very humbled to be able to do this with all of you. Sometimes I can be a little strong, but okay. I mean, Rudy used to kick my ass all the time. And eventually I got really upset at the beginning, and then I realized what he was doing, teaching me what's real, how to work on myself, how not to get caught up in all the illusions of the world, and to do the work that really gets one to God. So thank you. Bless you all. And there'll be a class on Wednesday. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome. Good night.
Thanks, Stuart. Good night.